So what is up, everybody? Welcome back to After the Huddle. As always, it's your boy Jacob. Well, I can't say as always. As well, I'm here. Devin's here. Jerry decided to take the night off. He's a little bit tired. We got on late tonight. I had to go referee a game, and I was about 45 minutes away from home. And then an hour and 15-minute game ended up being 2 hours because of injuries. And then we had a 2-point conversion last 4 plays because one team had they didn't get it, but the defense had 12 men on the field. And then the next play they got it, but there was an illegal man downfield. And then the next play they tried to throw it again and on a slant, but the guy got there soon, so it was a defensive pass interference. And then after all that, they still didn't get it. So it was a hell of a game. 22-16 was the final score. So it wasn't that bad of a game. I'll take it. But at the same time, man, it took forever. I was getting pissed. But nah, man, crazy week of football this week, bro. Crazy week of football.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, we'll jump right into a little bit of overview of the week. Who you thought was the biggest surprise this week?
Your Giants losing.
You really think the Giants surprised over the Browns?
Yeah,
you really think so?
that was my lock. You know,
That was your lock. That was your lock.
Yeah. So another one, obviously for me, the Saints.
I mean, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I thought the Giants definitely, shocked me as far as like getting a win against the Browns. I wasn't expecting. But
what was your shock for the week?
The shocker to me was the Broncos beating the Bucs.
What did I tell y'all? I called the Bucs winning, but the Broncos to cover.
Yeah. Yeah, I was shocked about that one. I'm not gonna lie. It's not even the fact that they just looked bad, bro. Like they looked bad. I don't know what else to say as far as like their offense. They got behind 21-10 early. And then it was all downhill from there. They couldn't stop them. They couldn't move the ball down the field. And I knew they were going to have trouble moving the ball down the field because that secondary is good,
right?
But if you can't run the ball, then you're going to have trouble passing, obviously.
But there are a lot of talks are talking about pick up Bucky Irvin in your fantasy league.
Yeah, Bucky Irvin he played pretty well. He had a touchdown. I think that was their only touchdown, and they ended up losing 26-7. So they scored 7 points on that Bucky Irvin touchdown run in the second quarter, and then they got shut out in the second half. Yeah, Washington was a big one too. I was shocked Washington beat Cincinnati, but Cincinnati's been on a little bit of a downturn. Their defense looks god awful, bro. And I don't know if it's just me, but am I the only one noticing that Cincinnati's playing to their competition, to the level of their competition?
Yeah.
I mean, look, they had a real close game against the Patriots, and it was a low-scoring, real close game. Then they played the best team in the league, the Chiefs, coming off a Super Bowl victory, and they lost because of a defensive pass interference, and then they were able to kick a field goal. You know what I mean? And then this past week, they were in a shootout, and I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Somebody's got to show up.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later. I missed one leg with Carolina, and that Dalton was under 180 yards. Shit, Dalton played well. I got to give Dalton.
I even told y'all that. I said,
you did. Yeah, but you didn't pick Carolina to win now, did you?
I did.
Oh, you picked Carolina to win?
Yeah.
Oh, I could have swore you went with the Raiders.
I got it on my sheet.
Oh, shit. I thought you went with the Raiders.
I went with Carolina.
I'll tell you what, we all took the Browns and the Giants ended up winning.
Yeah.
I should have just went with the Giants. Fuck.
Should have with you.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, that's it always seems like whenever I bet against the Saints win, but whenever I bet with the Giants, they always lose. So I'm gonna start going against them every week.
Malik Neighbors
is a problem. Malik Neighbors is him, bro. Hey, that was the one takeaway I've been taking away from this offense, man. Daniel Jones looked like a fucking Pro Bowl quarterback in that first half. Not the second half. Second half he played terrible, but the first half, man, he played well. Yo, what's up, Alex? Appreciate you joining, man. Yo. Maybe Cam Taylor-Britt need to stop yapping, get the defense to play better. That man don't stop talking. I don't know what Shannon Sharp said this, and it really stuck with me. I don't know why or when Cincinnati's defense decided to start talking, but they haven't won anything to start talking.
CD stopped that shit. CD getting burnt out. So he the one getting burnt out there on his defense and still talking shit. I mean, obviously they won, but I mean, I don't know if you've seen all the shit on Twitter.
Nah, I haven't seen the shit on Twitter.
Yeah, him just going back and forth.
Yeah, we took the Saints. Yeah, we all took the Saints, man.
Yeah,
all took the Saints. Yeah. I wasn't going to take the Eagles. I can tell you that right now. But speaking of which, we'll get into that game, Devin. Eagles ended up winning this game 15-12. Give me a little spiel about what happened, especially offensively, because y'all were blazing offensively, and then you play against them, and all of a sudden your offense comes to a standstill. What happened?
I mean, look at the first drive. You got your most important offensive lineman go down in the first drive. Who I actually just went out and he is on IR for about 6 to 8 weeks, and he had surgery. Then you got Ruiz who went out as well, and Taysom's already out for the game, so that's one more weapon that's out. So we got the injury bug, and to be honest, the way week 2 was looking, I figured it was coming sooner or later, and I'm glad that it's coming sooner rather than later. Because
you definitely want to get that injury bug out the way now. Yeah,
exactly. But with these, it was a winnable game. It was definitely a winnable game.
Definitely a winnable game.
Defense held another team against under 20 points. They played phenomenal. With 6 turnovers, I believe. Just couldn't contain Saquon, like I said. I said contain Hurts. I said put a spy on Hurts, which they contained him pretty well, in my opinion. But Saquon, he had busted too.
They lost 2 offensive linemen, and Jalen Carter went crazy.
Jalen Carter started talking shit the last couple of minutes of the game.
I saw him on the sideline talking to the crowd, talking hella shit.
Yeah.
Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter finally lived up to their potential. Facts. No, I mean, but it was against
a busted up O-line.
Yeah, messed up O-line. Carter was talking to, I believe. Yeah, he was. We'll say this: if Smitty and AJ can't play this week, Goddard is going to get stupid targets.
Yeah,
I expect
Goddard's questionable too, though.
Yeah, I heard Brown is looking like he'll play more, but then again, he's also going to be a tad bit rusty coming off an injury, 2 weeks out. Still early in the season.
Smitty got knocked out last game.
Smitty got knocked the fuck out. Oh my god!
Just a bunch of injuries on that team right now. But yeah, who
do y'all play next week?
Falcons in Atlanta.
Oof, in Atlanta?
Yep.
That's going to be a tough game right there, bro. That's going to be a tough game.
It is.
But
waiting for the injury report later on this week to see my actual prediction. So
I got you. No, I always look for next week, though. It was a good game all the way up to that Saquon run. Saquon busted out that 65-yarder, and then I saw the play. I was watching the end on that last drive where Goddard got open on the crossing route.
Dude,
and
three defenders.
Everybody ran into each other.
3 defenders all at once.
Yeah, it was bad. So I mean, I get it. Falcons lost O-line too. They did.
Well, I only see, okay. This is the what I'm looking at right now. I just took a screenshot of it not too long ago, and this is the injury report just on Wednesday. All right, so for us, it was Derek Carr for left. These two had a full practice. Derek Carr and Taysom Hill had a full practice, but Derek Carr had a left groin injury, and Taysom Hill obviously had that chest injury from last week. In limited practice, we had DeMarco Jackson, linebacker, Kalen Saunders, defensive tackle, and Landon Young, a tackle. And then did not practice 4 big names, actually. Alante Taylor, Demario Davis, Alvin Kamara, and Cesar Ruiz. All 4 of them did not practice.
Yeah, so.
And only 1 old lineman for the Atlanta Falcons, Caleb McGarry.
Well, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how y'all go. If we let that drag happen at JSP or 3rd Street, we not getting back on the field next game. Hell fucking no, bro. That's why you need. I don't know why they playing man in that kind of situation. They should have ran a zone. If they would have ran a zone, that shit wouldn't have happened.
Right.
But all right, let's move it on. To your surprise of the week, we got the Giants beating the Browns 21-15. Malik Neighbors went absolutely. He's been going crazy over the last 2 weeks, man. Neighbors had 8 catches for 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. One of them was a crazy acrobatic catch, catching it towards the sideline, turning his body, toe tapping while getting a hand down at the same time. Bro, it was unbelievable.
I know you was screaming at the TV.
Bro, when we scored the first time, I didn't even think we were going to score a touchdown, bro, much less win this game. But the problem was with this game is that we went up early. You know, we went up in the first half 21-7, and then we didn't do shit in the second half. We couldn't run the ball. We couldn't throw the ball. We couldn't get a first down. Like, we looked bad. So it felt like they were playing too nonchalantly and, like, playing not to lose instead of actually to go win the game. And I have a problem with that. I've always had a problem with that. It's not good football. That's how you end up in these situations where I'm hanging on the edge of my seat because y'all don't know what the fuck's going on. Giants defense went crazy. They had, I believe, it was seven sacks. 8 sacks. We had 8 sacks. Oh yeah, we were getting to Deshaun. Now, granted, that is the Browns all O-line missing 2 guys. You know, but at the same time, that
how many your boy Dexter Lawrence had?
I don't know how many Dex had. Let me see. Dexter Lawrence had 2. He had 2. Dexter had 2. Jason Pinnock had 1. Elijah Chapman had 1. Brian Burdens had 1. Akira K and Thibodeau had a half a sack. McFadden had a half a sack. Rakeem Nunez Roches, he had half a sack. Azeez Ojulari, he got in there, had a sack. So it was very happy to see because of the fact, like, this is the whole reason why we brought in Brian Burns, to pair him with Thibodeau and Dexter Lawrence and make that defensive line scary. Because it is scary. You have to be on your P's and Q's. Do you think DJ will do enough this year to keep his job? Hell no, he's gone. They're drafting a quarterback regardless of where we end up. Neighbors just plays every position now. Of course he does. That's the only way we're gonna do something. Better question, Alex. Does Neighbors save DJ ass this year? No, we know what DJ's ceiling is, and it's not enough to go win a Super Bowl. And their contract is horrible, so they got to get rid of him. And that's the thing. They're not even going to keep him as a backup because his contract's going to be too high. They're going to cut him because we don't owe him any more guaranteed money at the end of this year. But he did play well. I'll give him that. On the flip side, man, Cleveland could not run the ball. They only had 69 rushing yards.
Dang.
Yeah, they could not run the ball. They are missing Nick Chubb so fucking much. It's not even
back there now.
You got Jerome Ford and
Jerome
Deontay Foreman. They're the two that are kind of getting split. Jerome Ford's been the main guy, but I mean, they only had 217 total yards of offense. The Browns did, and a lot of that came in the second half. In the first half, they had from the get go, Giants fumbled the opening kickoff. Browns recovered it. Very next play, they throw a 22-yard strike to Amari Cooper for a touchdown. You know where my mind's going. I'm like, I'm in for a long fucking game here, bro. And it was like they turned it on a head, bro. Like just completely 180. And Giants after the next drive, Giants had all the momentum in the world. They went down and scored, tied it up, and we had all the momentum. So I don't know what happened. It's just Eric Gray fumbling the ball from the get-go. And it lit a fire under our offense in that first half to not go down too much. So, but I would like to see next week we play better in that second half to not go just because we play tomorrow. We play the Cowboys Thursday night. We'll talk about that game a little bit more later before we get off the show. But yeah, so I mean, tough. We're looking a little tough. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how it goes. I mean, if we get a win over the Cowboys, that's the real test to me. Because I don't care how good the Cowboys are. I don't care if they're good. I don't care if they're bad. In the last 4 or 5 seasons, we have not beat them bitches one time. We got to get a win.
Game, isn't it?
Yeah, we got to get a win over Dallas, bro. We play them 2 times a year, and we haven't beaten them in 4 years, I think.
Yeah.
We've been sweat. Yeah, we've been sweat 4 straight years. They're hurting defensively. We have to be able to run the ball against them. It's the only way. It's the only way for us to actually be able to do something against them because they've given up so much on the ground in the last few weeks. Right. They've given up so much on the ground. And so what was that?
Is Tracy Jr. worth keeping on my bench?
Is it a dynasty league?
No, I don't believe so.
If it's not a dynasty league, don't keep him. Okay. If it is a dynasty league, keep him. Just to be safe, you know, see what's going to happen with Singletary. But this year, Singletary has been getting the carries. In fact, Tracy's actually taken over the 2 spot because he's just played so much better than Eric Gray has, which is kind of disappointing to me. Yeah, something that's like 12 in a row. That's what I'm saying. Like that's 6 years. If that's the case, we haven't beaten them in 6 years. Broussard called the Giants tomato cans. We are tomato cans. We're a bottom 5 team in the league. I just feel like we beat another bottom 5 team in the league, mainly because of how bad their offense is. I don't think Cleveland's defense is as bad as it's been playing. I think that they're getting tired early from that offense not doing dick. Like that offense doesn't do shit with Deshaun Watson back there. You know, I saw a drive last week from them where he looked really good, and that came in the 4th quarter. Y'all hit the like and the sub button, fellas. Absolutely. Don't forget to like the streams. Helps us with the algorithm. But all right. Let's move it on. Anything you wanted to add to this game, though?
Yeah. Just Malik Neighbors, just fucking.
He's him. He is him, bro. he is him. All right, let's move it on. We're gonna talk about this surprise of the week, in my opinion. The Broncos ended up destroying the Bucs 26-7. It was a bad game all around for the Bucs. I don't know what ended up happening as far as offensively and why they couldn't move the ball. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that Denver's defense is good, but I didn't think it was going to be that good. To the point where you have a decent offense that's playing well over the last couple weeks, and it just came to a standstill. Do you think that's – I don't even think it's because of Rachaad White. I just think that they didn't play well altogether. Mike Evans got shut down by Patrick Surtain.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely shut down, bro. He had like 2 catches, I think, all game. It was bad.
I mean, I think he's top 2, not 2.
He's making a case for number 1. I'm not gonna lie. To me, number 1 is still Sauce, and you gotta. That's just my opinion. It's Sauce, but I mean,
well, yeah, like I said, it ain't about what right now.
Yeah, but I'd agree with that.
Hey, Tampa losing is great for us. Still tied in the division, but this game, I didn't watch much of this game because I was watching.
I was watching this game because I had Sunday ticket, so like I can watch 4 games at once on my phone. So I had the Giants game in the early games. I had the Giants game going. I had the Browns game going. I had the Vikings and Texans game going. We'll talk about that next. And then I had the Colts and Bears game going. Actually, that Colts-Bears game ended up being a really good fucking game. I'm not going to lie. It ended up being a really good game. Because in the beginning, I mean, from the first quarter, it was 0-0. I said to take the under in a lot of these games, and they ended up being an under in a lot of them. You know what I mean? I think the only one where I didn't take the over, I took the under in the Panthers game. I didn't get that. I took the under in the Rams 49ers game. I didn't get that. I took the over in the Lions game. Actually ended up being under. Or did I take the under? I might have took the under. I can't remember for the Lions game. I thought 51.5 was too much. But I might have took the over on that. Went over in the Rams Cowboys game, and then the 2 Monday night games, those went over as well. But I think I remember – I think I took Commanders Bengals over. I don't know if I took Bills Jags over. I mean, the Bills went crazy. We'll talk about that as well. But yeah, no, it was very interesting. Where do you think the Broncos go from here, though? Do you think they build off of this more with Bo Nix, or do you think they kind of flatline again next week when they face the Jets next week? I think.
Right.
Yeah, Broncos play the Jets next week. That defense is gonna be tough.
Yeah, 2 tough defenses, but I think you just got a better offense with the Jets. But the Broncos, I just don't believe in Bo Nix. Bo Nix isn't.
He's a rookie, you know.
So, but with Sean Payton, who knows? Like that's exactly what I said last week. That's why I took them to cover. Because you just never know with Sean Payton. Yeah,
I mean, Sean Payton was your coach for years. You know, you know more about that than I would.
I mean, he's one with fucking Trevor Siemian. Not Trevor. What's that one guy's name? You see, you can't even remember the damn quarterback's name.
Can't remember the name of quarterback.
Just a couple of years ago.
Facts. All right. Let's move it on. This was my early games pick that I picked. I ended up I had a 100% profit booster. I really hate how they only max you out on $10 on a bet though, because it was literally like you got to take a money line and you'll get 100% booster on it.
Yeah.
I ended up winning 2 bets this weekend. I don't know if y'all can see that. I had the Chiefs -3.5, ended up winning. I bet $100 on that.
Okay.
I bet $100 on that one. Ended up winning that one. And then I took on the 100% profit boost thing. I took the Vikings money line.
Oh shit.
So I put $10 on that. Ended up winning 30. So that's 20. But, between what I ended up betting all last week, I figure I spent 10, 5, 20, 25, 35, 55, 65, and then 100. So I ended up betting 165, but I ended up winning 254. So almost broke 100 on that.
not bad. Profitable weekend.
Yeah, not a bad weekend. The Chiefs game really helped me. I was, bro, when he didn't. Oh, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about it. But yeah, we'll move on to this Vikings game here. Vikings crushed the Texans 34-7. I was the only person on this show that took the Vikings. I was big on the Vikings this week. No Joe Mixon for the Texans. Vikings defense had been playing tremendous football. And especially coming off a big win against San Francisco the week before, I thought at home, it felt right, and sure enough, it was right.
Yeah, it was a very good pick. Vikings, that defense, man, and then Jettas, Sam Darnold is performing so well.
Well, but here's the thing that a lot of people don't.
That.
A lot of people forget about this about Sam Darnold, Devin. I'm gonna remind you, this man was a first round pick. This man was a top 5 pick.
That he was.
This man, I can't remember if he was 2 or 3. I can't remember if he was 2 or 3, but he was one of those picks, bro.
Yeah,
like
it was a terrible Jets team that he went to.
So. It was a terrible Jets team, Devin. Yeah. And it made him lose confidence. A lot of people don't realize if you are confident in the league, you play confidently, and it makes you play better when you go out there and you're confident in your abilities. But when you have a team that is constantly fucking up, the offensive line was terrible. They had no kind of skill players on the outside of I can't remember if Garrett Wilson was there at the time, but even if he was only a rookie during Sam Darnold's tenure. But even so, I think it was more Zach Wilson than Sam Darnold with him. So, I mean, they didn't have nobody when Sam Darnold was there. But that's what happens when you pick so fucking high, is you don't have a team to back them up. That was the crazy thing about the Bears this year, drafting Caleb Williams, when they could put a team around him because they weren't the number 1 overall pick to really begin with. They just had it for a trade. I started big over.
And look at Justin Fields now.
Oh, we'll talk about that game next. Yeah, we're talking about that game next. Fucking Tunsil, the false start, God Sunday. Yeah, Tunsil. Yeah, Texans had a lot of penalties against them. Yeah, Sam Darnold was 3rd. I believe that as well. So, I mean, Sam Darnold played spectacular. But outside of that, I mean, I'm just going to say I called this one. But and we'll talk about the game you and Jared. Well, you called it on the show. Jared called it in the group chat on Sunday. And he didn't really call it. He just said, well, what if? But yeah, speaking of Justin Fields, Steelers end up winning this game 20-10. Y'all two took the Steelers. I took the Chargers. I thought the Chargers were going to play better better defense than what they ended up playing. It was kind of mediocre. I knew it was going to be a low-scoring game. I think the over-under in this one was 35 or 36, something like that. We said take the under. It went under. I'm not shocked at this. You can ask Jared, and I don't know if you were watching the show during the draft and stuff like that. I said from the beginning they should have kept Justin Fields, sold the number 1 overall pick, or go get Joe Alt and help out that fucking offensive line, because the offensive line is god awful. And I believe if they would have done that, I do believe the Bears would be in a better position than 1 and 2 right now.
Yeah.
With bad quarterback play. Although Caleb did play, he played decent in the second half of the Colts game.
Let me ask you this. All right. You know how last week we talked about what Carolina should do with Bryce Young?
Yes.
All right. Well, what? I mean, obviously it won't happen, but like, what if they brought in somebody like Russell Wilson, since he's just sitting on the bench, just to kind of, I mean, he's got only a couple of years left in him, sign him to maybe a minimum deal, because Bryce Young is still on his rookie contract.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you could get Russell Wilson to kind of just maybe teach him a little something, I don't know, over there. I don't know,
I mean, okay, so here's the problem with that. I feel where you're coming from, but you already have Dalton on the bench. You know what I mean?
Who is playing well, but is Dalton actually? I'm just thinking because Russell his play style type. He's short, he can get out of the pocket, he scrambles, he can throw it. But Andy Dalton is just he's proven that he's just only a backup.
I mean, Dalton at this point in his career is a backup. However, the problem is that even though he's a backup, he still is playing better than what Bryce Young is playing. You know what I mean? Like, he's still doing better. Perfect example. Look at what he did. He came out this week, and the offense the last 2 weeks have been flat. And he comes out very first drive, they go score a touchdown. So, I mean, I can't really say that. What's the word I'm looking for here? That Dalton is just a backup, because he's better than the starting player that they have with Bryce Young
right now. Yeah.
Yes. Now, what I was thinking was that Russell Wilson needs to be traded to Miami. Yeah. He needs to go to Miami, because Miami can't do shit right now. They can't do nothing with who they got.
Day to day now.
Yeah, and then Tua goes down, and then Skylar Thompson goes down. You know who needs help learning how to fucking slide? You know who can slide? Russell Wilson. You know who needs help learning how to slide? Tua. That's what they need. They just need to bring him in so they can teach Tua how to fucking slide.
Yeah.
But
we all knew this was going to be a run game.
Yeah. Jared sent me this perfect example about what I was talking about with the Bears O-line, about why they could have drafted Joe Alt number 1. Look at this thing right here. Mason Crosby, 0 pressure, 0 sacks. Jadeveon Clowney, 0 pressure, 0 sacks. TJ motherfucking Watt, 0 pressures, 0 sacks. The kid is already an all fucking pro 3 games into his career, bruh. You can't. This man went up against two of the top 5 pass rushers in the league, and neither of them even got a pressure off of him.
That's crazy. That's wild.
I'm telling you, bro. The Bears could have went and got him, or they could have traded back. Or the Giants probably would have traded up for them, with them to go get a quarterback. You could have traded back and gotten another offensive lineman. And we could have went and got Jaden Daniels, because we weren't going to draft Caleb Williams. We were going to draft Jaden Daniels. The guy that Dable wanted the most was Jaden Daniels. He would have went number 1, and Caleb Williams would have went number 2 to Washington.
It's wild. That's like 3 rookies competing for, like, I would put Joe Alt up there, Jaden Daniels, and Malik Neighbors.
Yeah. Those are the 3 guys right now going for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Wait, Joe Alt is up there?
I mean, you have to put him up there. I don't care about
just making sure, because it's just like you never see.
It's offensive lineman. I get. He should be up there though. He should be number 3 at least. Go up against Max Crosby, TJ Watt, Max Crosby and TJ Watt. Nah, bro. Jadeveon Clowney's a good mix-in, but like I said, Mason Crosby and TJ Watt are 2 top 5 pass rushers in the league. Some have TJ Watt at number 1. And the fact that he couldn't even get a pressure against a rookie says a lot, bro. Now, don't get me wrong. I will say this. The Chargers don't throw the ball as much anymore, so that does give him a little bit of leeway.
Yeah.
But it's not to say they didn't throw it at all. And we saw what TJ Watt did week 1 when he was fucking up Atlanta. So,
oh shit! Yeah, no, he's not up there. So Dude, he's nowhere. Dude, what? Holy shit. All right. Listen to these names before before I get to Joe O. All right, Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors, Marvin Harrison, Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, Brock Bowers, Xavier Worthy, Brian Thomas, Keon Coleman, Roma Doomsday, Bucky Irvin, Braylon Allen, Drake May, Michael Penix, Lad McConkey.
Drake May,
Bro, all these people are above all these people are above Joe O. Carson Steele, Jonathan Brooks, who has not played a fucking snap. Ray Davis, Jalen McMillan, Jalen Wright, Isaiah Garendo, and Trey Benson. And then you got Joe O at 20,000 plus odds.
That's crazy, bro. That is absolutely crazy.
Oh my goodness. See, O linemen just don't get no love. Would I be wild to drop?
We'll show O lineman on the love on our show, bro. Because fuck that. I'll tell you what. If he doesn't give up his sack his entire rookie season, going up against Mason Crosby twice a year,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. And then you went up against somebody like T.J. Watt. Like, nah, bro.
Drop $1 on it just to win 200.
Yeah. wait till I get my soundboard. We're gonna drop a bomb for that man. Like, yeah, bro. Wait till I get my soundboard. Yeah, bro, that's wild. But all right, let's move it on. We got the Bears and the Colts. Colts ended up winning this game 21-16. Like I said earlier, it turned into being a really good game. It did. The Bears and the Colts, it was 0-0 to start off the first quarter. It was 0-0. And the Colts started to pull away. It was only 7-0 at halftime. Fourth quarter was big, though. Chicago ended up scoring 13 points in the fourth, but Indy got a touchdown. Richardson's not been playing well over his last two games. He only had 167 yards, completed 50% of his passes, and had 2 interceptions. So, but Caleb Williams, he had a good game. He had an okay game. He had a good amount of yards, but he dropped back 52 times. So he had 33 of 52. 363, 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions as well. I'll tell you, he had a really good game. Roma Doomsday had a breakout game, 6 receptions, 112 yards, and a touchdown. Jonathan Taylor also had a solid game, 23 carries, 110 yards, 2 touchdowns. So, like I said, the first half was a little boring. Second half turned into being a really good game. Caleb Williams kind of shined more in the second half than he did in the first half. Rome as well. Rome's big plays came in the second half. But I'd say that offense has to find some consistency behind Caleb Williams. And they cannot run the ball, bro. I am glad I won this week against Matt because, man, Swift is killing me. Kyron Williams and Josh Allen carried my fantasy team this week. But, man, Swift is – him and Mark Andrews have been nowhere to be fucking seen.
And I got Likely on my bench in Dynasty.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Mark Andrews. We'll talk about that Cowboys game next. But, man, it's been bad. But I'll tell you what, the main problem with the Bears right now is their offensive line.
Oh, that's –
yeah, their offensive line is – there was a picture that NFL Memes posted up where it was they ran an option play going for 2, I believe. I think they were going for 2, or they were down by the goal line going to get a touchdown, something like that. And Caleb had to pitch it all behind the line, like standard college option where you have the pitch and everything. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Going to the left. He pitched it, and there's a guy right in Swift's face, and he breaks a tackle, but he ends up running like 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. But then the offense, you could see the offensive line from the NFL Memes picture. All these fuckers are on the ground, and there's 4 fucking Colts jerseys behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh my
God. Yeah. 4 guys on the ground.
Man.
Someone says Swift got 1K in Philly and forgot how to run the ball. No. He got 1K in Philly because he was running behind the best offensive line in the league.
When they still had Justin Kelsey.
Yeah, they still had Kelsey. Lane Johnson was playing. Lane Johnson got hurt in that Saints game too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, now he goes to Chicago, who has probably the worst line in the league right now. I mean, they've looked terrible. And that's saying something because the Patriots, the Commanders, and the Giants attacked it heavy in the this past season. Patriots, they didn't attack it that heavy, and neither did Washington. But they're looking much better offensive lineman wise compared to what Chicago is.
I got a question. I think I seen somewhere earlier. If you had to redo the draft today, who would go number 1?
Jaden Daniels.
No. Okay, no. I'm sorry. Fantasy draft.
Oh, probably Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
Well, oh wait, are you talking about like fantasy out of everybody or just rookies?
Out of everybody.
Oh, out of everybody? Shit,
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley number 1. Saquon Barkley is easily number 1 right now. I mean, this man is going absolutely dumb. He scored over 30 points 2 out of 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, he is absolutely cooking us right now.
Dynasty Money League and our Money League.
Yeah.
I got him last pick 10.
Yeah, man. I've been kicking myself in the ass because I picked Gibbs number 4, but Josh Allen wouldn't be number 1. Not number 1 overall. It'd be Saquon. Saquon's absolutely murdering shit right now, bro. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's the number 1 scorer in the league right now. So, I mean, yeah, it's got to be him. But let's move it on. Talk about this. We'll talk about this. We'll run through a couple games real quick. Get a couple games out the way that didn't really mean too much. We had the Packers 30-14 against the Titans. I will say this though about this game: Malik Willis definitely played. He came out earlier in the week saying, "Oh, I'm always grateful for the Titans. They drafted me, gave me an opportunity, blah blah blah." But I tell you right now, that motherfucker, he was definitely feeling some type of way. He had a good game. He went 13-19, 202 yards and a touchdown. He also carried the ball 6 times for 73 yards and a touchdown on the ground. So he definitely had a good game. On the flip side, Will Levis, once again, 2 interceptions. He didn't have a bad game completion-wise, 26-34, so he only had 8 incompletions, 2 of those being interceptions. But he had 262 touchdowns. DeAndre Hopkins finally had a breakout game, 6 catches, 73 yards, and a touchdown for the season. Just overall good game for the Packers, defensively, offensively. They were going up against a Titan squad that, not many people are high on, but
I was high on them because of all the pickups they had in the offseason, but man,
you had picked the Titans in this game.
I did, but they just got it all figured all together. But
yeah, I mean, their offense is still looking a little raggedy. I won't even give too much on the defense. The offense has to put up some points. I mean, we know the defense is kind of bad. We knew they were going to be a bad team. I'd said that the Titans were going to be picking top 5 this year, I believe. But I did think they were going to be better than this. I will say that. I thought they were going to be more competitive, bringing in Calvin Ridley, D-Hop, bringing in Pollard. I felt like they would be more competitive offensively, but Will Levis is just not turned. I was higher on the Titans than most people. Yeah, that's the problem. Levis is buns. He is. He's Levis is buns. He absolutely is. So I can't say much more than that. Another game we had we talked about earlier. Seahawks 24, Dolphins 3. Dolphins offense has been looking god awful, bro. I mean,
we all picked the Seahawks here, huh?
Yeah, we did. We all picked the Seahawks here. It was just a god awful game and we knew it was going to be. I thought they'd be able to at least score a touchdown. I mean, they couldn't do nothing, bro.
Yeah, with all the weapons that they got, you'd think that they'd be
Yeah, I mean, but you got to get these guys the ball. That's the problem.
right. Yeah. Maybe
You
they
know?
would have done better running Wildcat. I don't know.
I mean, they might have. I mean, shit, you never know. You never know. I mean,
A-Chain.
yeah, their offense. I mean, it looked really, really, really bad. I mean, really, really bad. And so, I mean, I don't know. On the flip side, you know, Geno's playing really well. He's completing like 70% of his passes, I think, so far for the season.
DK had a nice touchdown, I believe.
Yeah, from the jump, I think, didn't he?
Right, yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was from the jump. Let me see. There we go. Yeah, because what's his name was telling Jared was like, I sat DK this week. Yeah, 71 yards to DK. And he was like, yeah, I sat DK. Fucking idiot. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Jared. I know you're watching. But all right, well, let's talk about this one here. This is the one Devin called. Panthers 36, Raiders 22. Devin called this one from Jump Street, fellas. From the jump. Man said they're bringing in a red rifle. You know who destroys the Raiders? Red rifles.
My pick at first was the Raiders, but then when they announced them starting, I was just like, oh, Panthers got it.
Yeah, man. I mean, Dalton had a day. He did. Let me
I was like, since Cincinnati, Andy Dalton about to come out.
Bro, my phone's tripping out. Okay. Yeah, Dalton had a good day. 26 to 37, 319, 3 touchdowns. Chuba Hubbard carried the ball, 114 yards off of 21 carries. Deontay Johnson finally had a good game in his career, to be honest with you, because I didn't even think he had that great of a career when he was with Pittsburgh. But 8 receptions, 122 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, they just looked much more comfortable as an offense with Andy Dalton, much more comfortable even as a defense with Andy Dalton running the show on the other side, because you have a little bit more confidence in your offense to play and you're playing better. So, I mean, yeah, Devin, congratulations on calling this one, man. Because even with Andy, I thought the Raiders were gonna be able to play better defense than what they played. But I mean, fuck, these dudes scored 36 points. You know, so
like I said, he's not gonna get you to the playoffs or championship game, but he's gonna win you some games. Like I said,
he will win you some games.
He'll win you some games.
He definitely will win you some games.
Who they got this week?
Who the Panthers got this week?
Yeah.
I can tell you right now. I can tell you like ABC.
Bengals. He's got his revenge game against the Bengals.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So
yeah, I ain't gonna lie though. I'm going Bengals all day on this one.
I mean, to start off 0-3, they gotta put a fire.
And you know what's crazy though is that they're on par for the course. Now they haven't started 0-3 in a season since the year before they drafted Joe Burrow, because they started off 0-11 that year. They were terrible, god awful. Yeah. They started off 0-11 that year. They haven't been 0-3 since then. But if anybody knows about Cincinnati, they've played much better football in the back. Like after the first 3-4 games, like they play so much better as an offense, as a team. So I'm a little concerned, especially defensively, and it seems like Cincinnati's playing to their competition, but I'm a little concerned, but I'm not ready to jump off the bandwagon yet for the Bengals. give me till week 6. Well, obviously we did it last year. We'll do a mid-season, prediction from there. But so far I'm still sticking with my picks. I like the Eagles. I think I picked the Eagles and the Bengals this year to go.
I believe you did. I think I picked the Eagles and the Chiefs.
Oh, you got it. Yeah, you had a rematch. You had a rematch of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
From 2 seasons ago.
And I had the Eagles pulling it out, I believe.
Yeah. I had the Bengals pulling it out because I think this is their last year to be able to do it. All right. But yeah. Congratulations, Devin. You picked the shit out that game.
I should have used that 100%
profit boost on that one. Oh yeah, money line wise, boy, you'd have gotten paid. I ain't gonna lie, you'd have copped at least a solid 40, maybe even $50 off of $10 off that. It ain't nobody was even. But you had to do it before they announced Andy Dalton.
Oh,
if you'd have done it from the get go, you definitely would have gotten a lot. But all right, well, let's move it on then. We got the Ravens narrowly edging out a comeback from the Cowboys. I mean, this game wasn't close for a majority of the game. Majority of the game, I mean, the Ravens were stomping them. It was 28-6 going into the fourth quarter, and then Dallas offense scored 19 unanswered points. Exploded offensively. Now that does contribute a little bit to Baltimore's defense playing a little bit more contained. I mean, playing a little bit more prevent, not letting the big plays happen, yada, yada, yada. Y'all know how it goes. But, I mean, give credit where credit's due. Lamar had a good game. He had 182 through the year, 12 of 15 passing. Not many attempts, but, man, 12 of 15. Like I said, give credit where credit's due. He had a throwing touchdown, added another 87 on the yard off of 14 on the ground, sorry. Added another 87 on the ground. Off of 14 carries and a touchdown. But you got to give credit where credit's due. The Cowboys, Dak dropped back 51 times, completed only 28 passes, under 50% passing. Ferguson had a good game, 95 yards off 6 catches. CD Lamb's been disappointment so far to start the season, which I knew was going to happen because he didn't play in the preseason, played no training camp. So, but yeah, shout out to the Ravens. They did. They almost gave this game up. For anybody that doesn't know, since Lamar has entered the league, the Ravens have given up the most fourth quarter leads. The most fourth quarter leads in the league since he's entered it.
Mm-hmm.
So give him credit holding on to this one. Anything you wanted to add to this game, though?
Nothing much, but what Leanne Tui said in the blind side, run the dang ball.
They couldn't, bro. They could not run the ball, bro.
Well, that's the reason I feel like that they lost week 2. You know what I'm saying? That they dropped the game.
Oh, against y'all? Because they couldn't run the ball?
They didn't play us. I'm talking about the Ravens.
Oh, the Ravens. Well, I mean, they did run the ball. Derrick Henry had 100.
That's what I'm saying. Like, continue to run the ball.
Okay. Yeah.
Continue to run the ball.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't.
You got Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry went crazy. 25 carries, 151 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I got him in my dynasty.
Bears went crazy. First things first said, I think CD hasn't had a 100-yard game when Dak leads the league in passing. Huh? What do you mean by that?
Oh, first things first. The show, I think they said CD hasn't had
a 100-yard game when Dak leads the league in passing yards. You mean for the week? Is that what you mean? Like, or for the year? Like, is it on a week-to-week basis? Like, if he has the most passing yards out of everybody in a week, like CD still doesn't have 100 yards? I think that's what he means. But all right, let's move it on. We got the Rams narrowly edging out the 49ers on a game-winning field goal, 27-24. 49ers sold this game. This is like a flip side of the opposite game of the other game. 49ers were up. They were up 21-14. Then they went up 24-14. They were up 10 in the fourth quarter, and they gave it away. Brock Purdy played good, in my opinion. He went 22 of 30, 292, and 3 touchdowns with no interceptions. You know, he played a solid game. Jordan, they still ran the ball well. They ran for 137 yards. They outgained the Rams 425 yards to 96. I mean, they had more plays, less sacks were allowed. But you know what the big problem for San Francisco was? I mean, it was a problem for them, for the Rams too. But the biggest problem for San Francisco, 7 penalties for 111 yards. That's inexcusable. And you know what that means? That means pass interference.
Yeah. Jeez.
So you got to play better defensively as far as passing interference wise.
I'm surprised you've made it this long about this game and haven't mentioned the name Juwan Jennings for your fantasy league.
Because we still fucking lost.
Oh, no shit. I didn't know
Jared
y'all lost.
didn't tell you?
No,
Oh, yeah,
I thought y'all won.
Oh, yeah.
I thought y'all had Juwan Jennings and Sam Darnold or another quarterback.
We were up by like 55 points. But this motherfucker had Josh Allen and Jaden Daniels left to play and scored 60. Yeah, bruh. We didn't have enough time to go into fantasy tonight, so I couldn't really talk about it because I got to get off of here like in 10 minutes. So we're trying to run through these games real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
But man, bruh, we were up by like 55, and this man came back and beat us by 5. I was like, hey, yo. And Jared's texting me, bro, they need to pull Josh Allen. And I'm like, I mean, they might pull him.
We need to talk about that more whenever next episode with Jared.
Yeah, and then he's like, well, we should pull Jaden Daniels. And I'm like, bro, it's the third quarter. They're not going to pull Jaden Daniels.
Oh, my God, bro.
Yeah, look at Jared, bro. Yeah, that's how I fucking felt too, Jared. It was bad, bro.
Fuck.
Like, I mean.
Hopefully we'll record Saturday and we'll be here and we'll talk about it more then because that's wild.
Yeah, it was.
I want to hear his perspective from it too, because he was the one texting us about Juwan Jennings the whole time.
Like, oh, this shit is unbelievable. But all right, we got the Chiefs Falcons game. That was Sunday night. Yeah, Chiefs ended up winning 22-15. I had $100 bet on this that the Chiefs were going to win by at least 4 points. They ended up winning by 5. I was shaking in my space boots.
Biggest win so far yet?
It was stressful. Like that's how stressful it was. It was stressful. Especially when it was about 4 minutes left. Falcons were down by the goal line, and they decided to not kick a field goal down by 5. Yeah, they decided to not kick a field goal. Saved me, bro. This shit saved me because I knew that if Atlanta got the ball back, that they had to go for a touchdown.
Right.
But if they would have kicked the field goal and only been down by 2 points, I would have lost that because I know for a fact the Chiefs would have not gone down there and gotten points. They were too far backed up. Even if they would have gotten at the 30, they would have not gotten any points. They would have tried to ran the clock out, and that's all they would have done.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Josh Allen got pulled not too long ago. Jaden Daniels decided to show his ass. Did he? Kyle Pitts straight up got tackles in the air. Oh, yeah, you talk about the pass interference call that was not called? Yeah. Hey, bro. Shout out to the refs. They saved me, too. They knew a fellow ref had a bet going. But what you think about the game?
I applaud it. Like I said, keeping us in the division.
Yeah,
we all picked the Chiefs, I believe. You know, we all said it.
Everybody lost in your division except the Panthers, and that's the one
Right.
team you're not worried about.
No, yeah. Hey, we'll take it.
That's why you ran late tonight. Yeah, man, I had to make up for the time lost. You know, I had to make up from the time lost for getting that bet. They gave me that bet. You know what I mean? So they made my game run long as shit. But I mean, once again, another week where I don't think Pat Mahomes played his best ball. I don't even think the Chiefs played their best ball. But yet, somehow, some way, them fuckers pulled out with a win, with a dub. So, I mean, what happens when the Chiefs start playing well?
What's going on with Kelsey? I know we're trying to get out of here in 10 minutes, but yeah, that's a story for another day. But
I mean, he's getting older. I don't think his heart is in his. I honestly think they're sleepwalking through the regular season to try to get to the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Like that's what it feels like. It feels like they're just going through the motions to try to squeak out games. You know what I mean, and save a lot of their energy and stuff for the postseason. They can't keep getting away with this. All right, we got 2 games left real quick, and then we're going to pick the Thursday night game. We got the Bills stomped out the fucking Jaguars 47-10. Josh Allen went absolutely crazy. He had 303 total yards, 4 touchdowns, 23 of 30 from throwing the ball. He threw to 10 different receivers. You know what I mean? James Cook added 39 on the ground and a touchdown. Ray Davis added another 22 yards and a touchdown. They split out a lot of the carries. They did that because they didn't need to keep their starters in. Keir had a good game. Keon Coleman got his first touchdown of the season and his career off a 24-yard catch and run. Yeah, Josh Allen went crazy. I know. But on the flip side, the Jaguars can't do shit with Trevor Lawrence as their quarterback. I said this before a couple years ago, or I said this last year on the show. Trevor Lawrence is a good-looking Daniel Jones as far as like on the field. Like it just looks good. It looks better, but it's the same outcome. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like their stats are
from high school. You know?
Yeah, their stats are real similar. But the win and loss columns are also similar. So I mean, Trevor Lawrence has got to be better, bro. He's got to be better. They have a problem. Trevor is borderline buns. He is borderline buns right now. So I mean, but last but not least, Commanders. They fucked over. This is my lock pick of the week. Commanders fucked over my lock pick. Commanders 38, Bengals 33. Jaden Daniels showed his fucking ass. Only 2 incompletions. One of them was a miscue, like a miscommunication. So in reality, there was 1 incompletion that he threw bad. You know what I mean? I mean, he went stupid. 254 and 2 touchdowns throwing. He added another 39 on the ground and a touchdown running. Eckler had a touchdown. Brian Robinson had a touchdown. McLaurin had 2 great catches. One of them, that last one for the touchdown over the shoulder was, it was disgusting. If anybody's ever played wide receiver, that is the hardest catch for a wide receiver to make, is over the shoulder where you can't, you're looking like this. You know what I mean? Trying to find the ball. That is the hardest catch for a receiver to make. So, I mean, he had it with a guy draped all over him, half tackling him. You know what I mean? It's an unbelievable play. I told my dad, who's a Commanders fan, little shaky. A little shaky, yeah. He's a little shaky. You know what I mean? Just a tad bit. As far as I mean, yeah, and then the Cincinnati post-game reporter, I don't know if anybody saw this. said that he's not that good. What? Bro, I wanted Dayton. I was telling my dad, bro, I was like, man, I'm so jealous, bro. I wanted him so bad on the Giants. I really did. I wanted him to be our quarterback.
Yeah.
And man, he's really good. Got to give
credit. His junior year, first year with LSU, I was like, man, this kid, he just ain't got it. Senior year, he proved me wrong.
Yeah,
he proved me wrong, and then I was rooting for him ever since.
Yeah. So I mean, shout out to Jayden Daniels and the Commanders. I told my dad before the season started, I said, if y'all win games, it's going to be because of shootouts, because the defense is just god awful. And I was right. Their defense is god awful. And the only way they're going to win games is in a shootout. You know, so you're not going to see many wins from the Commanders, I think, this year. But I think the wins that you do end up seeing are going to be high scoring games. So, but all right. Last but not least, Thursday Night Football. I don't have a banner made for this, so I don't care. We're just going to pick it real quick. Thursday Night Football, Giants, Cowboys. Who you got?
I'm going to have to go with your Giants.
You go with the Giants. You're going to go with the Giants or the Cowboys?
I have to go with the Giants. The way that the Cowboys seem to have no identity right now, bro.
Like, we're playing. I believe we're playing. Yeah, we're playing at home. It's in New York. Yeah.
I was like, well, you got CD and Dak kind of beefing, I believe, and then the defense on that side, you know, they can't figure it out. And the way your Giants is playing.
Well, I will say this: DaRon Bland is still out for the Cowboys. DaRon Bland is not going to come back probably for another couple more weeks. So they're missing their number 2 cornerback, and that's definitely hurting them passing-wise. But I think their running defense has been even worse than their passing defense. So if the Giants can run the football, I do agree that we'll get the win. I'm going to roll with the Giants just off the strength of what we did last week and it being my team. Jared, what are you going with? Are you going with Cowboys, or are you going with the Giants, just so we can have it
that Malik Neighbors, Trevon Diggs matchup's gonna be nice.
Yeah, it is. It is gonna be nice. But you know who I feel like I think is better, right?
Malik.
I do think Malik is better. I believe Malik's already a top 10 wide receiver in this league. I really do. Yeah. I strongly do, bro. He is that good. And especially, bro, did you see the one where he ripped it out of the quarterback? Give me that shit. Also, Julio Jones shit. Just fuck out of here, bitch. Oh, I loved it. Oh my god, I was going crazy when he did that. Jared's taking Dallas, sadly. Yeah, I don't blame you. Me and Deb are gonna go with the Giants, though. We're gonna roll it up. But all right, that's gonna be our time tonight. Quick show. We had to roll through it real fast. We will be back on Saturday. I'm off. I take that back. I'm not off Saturday. I'm off Friday. My schedule switched around, and I have to work Saturday. So, how would y'all feel about an early pick show Sunday?
I gotta work.
You gotta work. What about Friday?
Friday, I'm off Friday. So. Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably be the best bet for me.
We'd have to do it early Friday because I'm going to Top Golf on Friday. What do you want to go? You want to go? I mean, you could bring Vic.
It's just you and your girl?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later. Yeah,
we'll talk about it.
I don't want to show y'all up. I don't want Tiger Woods to show up.
Yeah. Or we can do a pre-recorded show on Friday, and then we'll post it either Saturday or Sunday morning before the game start, stuff like that. But you work till 4:30 on Friday? Yeah, well, we might record it on Friday around like 5:30, and then I'll reserve the bay for a little bit later. So, but all right, y'all, that is our time. I thank y'all so much for joining. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff they do here on YouTube. We will be back towards the end of the week with the picks. Remember, go Giants this Thursday. And we will see y'all then. Later.
Later.